en troisième position, le numéro...
Hello everybody, and welcome to our live studio show here on MXGPTV.com with me, Paul Malin, and Lisa Leyland. It's round 3 of the FI Motocross World Championship. We're at the MXGP of Switzerland, presented by iXS, and we return to Frauenfeld, where it's a little bit chilly, to say the least. Coming up on today's show, we've got Jiannis Raceless coming in from Monster Energy Yamaha Factory MX2, Oriol Oliver, SS24, or Gabriel SS24 KTM Factory Juniors, and we've got the former 5-time world champion, team manager now at Red Bull KTM Factory Racing, Joel Smets. But before we catch up with all of our guests, Lisa Leyland, here we are, top of a mountain, perched once again. Not a fan of the weather though, are you? Like this snow down the road, we've got chilly temperatures here.
Character building weather. We got this. You're the British one. You should be used to all this.
I am used to this, but I'm just trying to dramatise.
It is a little bit nippy though, isn't it? We like it, but the sun's out, so we're going to be positive, aren't we?
Absolutely, we'll do our best. Anyway, should we crack on?
No.
Yeah. Okay.
Let's just complain about the weather.
Anyway, look, let's meet our first guest, Jiannis Raceless from Monster Energy Yamaha Factory MX2. If you'd like to take a seat, young man. First time on the studio show, actually, for the rider from Latvia. In MX2, of course, factory contract, former 2-time European champion, 1 in 125, 1 in 250 EMX. Jiannis, good to see you. 2 titles in the last 3 years, 1 in 125, 1 in 250. That's been quite productive, hasn't it?
Yeah, have the good beginning of of my professional career on the Yamaha bike, and yeah, what can you ask for more if not at least 2 championships?
Did you feel, you know, when did you realise you might be able to win at that level? Is it something that you've had since, you know, riding 65s, 85s, that you feel that you could at least win European championships, or did that come kind of a bit later?
I wouldn't say there was like a exact point where I started thinking about if I can win this. It just kind of went on naturally, and yeah.
Obviously, you've racked up quite a few podiums in both 125. I think you never missed the podium 125. You got quite a few wins and podiums last year in 250. And I guess part of the reward is you've been rewarded with a factory contract. How is that?
Yeah, I mean, so far it's been amazing in this team. Like the whole team is very professional, and the bike just feels amazing so far. And yeah, I just couldn't ask for more, and just hoping that I can continue the season the same way I have started. Yeah.
Well, Jiannis, you're now in MX2. Some riders may seem quite nervous moving up from the Europeans to MX2, but actually you seem like you've settled in quite well. You seem quite chilled. Why is that, do you think?
It's just Latvian mentality. I don't know, I'm just really not thinking about the other guys, just trying to be myself and put in the best results, because yeah, I would say like the last year especially I was kind of nervous because I really wanted to get that championship and couldn't really like show how good I am, and compared like to this year I managed to calm myself down and feel more like I do in the trainings.
Yeah, well, Argentina was your first MX2 race. You took a whole shot in that qualifying race. You led for a few laps. The next day you took another whole shot in that first race, and I think you led for like 5 laps. How was that for you? You know, your very first race in MX2 and leading those laps in a championship race?
Yeah, I would say it was really like weird in the qualifying race. I tried to calm myself down, and yeah, I think I was just breathing too fast and lost the energy like halfway through the race. And but in the first race I already kind of knew the feeling, and yeah, I got the start and just kept moving forward, and I think just missed the experience there compared to the bigger guys.
If there were any nerves kind of pre-season before the first gate drop in MX2, you certainly didn't show it, but after rides like this in Argentina where you had that opportunity to lead at the front, do you feel that you kind of belong where you are, sort of like top 5-ish, and things like that, because that's where you are at the moment, but you could easily go and get a top 3, tomorrow kind of thing. You look very comfortable in your new surroundings, let's say.
Yeah, I mean, for sure. As I said before, I'm trying not to think whether I'm in the first position or 15th, and just keep on going, do the laps, because yeah, I always tell myself that it's just 35 minutes.
Yeah.
You just have to last these 35 minutes, and if I do it good, then will be like a reward.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, your starts have been on point. In Almonte last weekend, Spain, you got another fantastic start. You led another 8 laps. What do you feel, Jiannis, that you actually do need to improve on to make that other step? Because the start is half the battle, as it is.
Yeah, I would say just need to keep going like this, because yeah, I think the speed is there, and just have to, because like for me the first laps are always really like intensive. I kind of used it already in European, but I think those like mid-race mistakes make me more like tired and out of the flow, and then like all the guys passed me in like maybe 2 laps, the first top 5. So I think just have to, you know, continue to go on like this and finish strong, because also in MX2 like the intensity in the last laps is so much more, and yeah.
Yeah. Well, your brother Carlos is your teammate. How is that for you? Has that really kind of helped you settle in? And also, how competitive are you guys? Does he help you out, or are you competitive now you're racing against each other?
Yeah, like at home we are really good friends. Also on the track we help each other, we give each other advice, and we're really friendly, not like the fighting type or anything. But yeah, it feels really good. I think I had a really good winter with him. Couldn't ask for more. And also, like, I really feel like fit in the team. Like all the people around me feel feel very comfortable, you know. Also with my brother, feels like I'm home always.
Yeah.
Last year, or sorry, when your brother Carlos got his factory contract, he went out and bought a nice new car. Are you driving yet?
His car?
No. Are you driving? Do you have a license yet?
No, not yet.
Not yet.
I just turned 18 this week, so don't have the license yet.
So what is your reward going to be for you for your factory contract? Are you going to go buy a car better than his? That kind of competition?
We'll buy a jet.
A private jet.
Private jet. Before you go, why do they call you Killer? Who created that nickname?
Dovidas Karka.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, you know him?
Yes.
Yeah, he's. I think he also raced Dakar this or last year.
Yeah.
So yeah, I was just remember I was not smiling at all, always like going around serious, and then yeah, he just gave me the nickname.
That's
and
it.
From that time, and
that's it.
But
then.
you have been smiling a bit more recently, haven't you? I've noticed you've kind of a bit more softened up a little bit, haven't you?
yeah, yeah, I guess you could say that.
Nah, leave
Or
him as he
maybe not.
is. I prefer Killer. I prefer Killer. Anyway, look, we are out of time. But Jiannis, thanks for joining us. All the best this weekend and for the rest of the season. And yeah, maybe we'll see you again on here soon. But before we meet our next guest, Oriol Oliver, let's take a look behind the scenes from episode 2, the rebound of our Behind the Gate. Enjoy.
The season opener in Argentina has taken us to a more southern region of the country. We're still in Patagonia, but we're around 80 kilometers south of the old circuit we were at in Villa La Angostura. The climate here is a little bit cooler to what it was last year in Cordoba. It's a bit more of a European feel, but the area is just as beautiful. You can see the Andes as the backdrop to the circuit, and we're on the border of Chile, and it really is the perfect location to kickstart the 2026 campaign.
So I thought the actual racetrack in Argentina was pretty impressive. When you see the spy shots that were released to the public online in advance of the GP, it was difficult to see how much elevation there actually was on track. But when I got there on Wednesday and started to sort of look around, I saw that the track crew had been ripping very, very deep to get a lot of moisture in the ground, because where we were was very windy. Even though it wasn't hot, that 20, 22 degrees still had a bearing with those high winds in being very quickly able to dry out the moisture from the circuit. So the track crews did a great job in ripping, filling with water, covering their tracks, and just doing that right up until race day on Sunday. And so from that side, good track preparation. Track was wide, it was fast, it was flowing, and if you've got enough bumps on Saturday, if they could leave them for Sunday, then you know we're going to be in for a good racetrack.
Ouais, Ryan Opliger qui vient de réaliser son meilleur tour.
Hello everybody, welcome back to our live studio show here on MXGPTV.com with me, Paul Malin, and Lisa Leyland, round 3 of the FI Motocross World Championship, MXGP of Switzerland, presented by iXS. Our second guest joins us now, Oriol Oliver, of course, Gabriel SS24, KTM Factory Juniors. Oriol, great to see you.
Hello.
In with the big boys, mate. New season, new to MXGP. How are you finding the 450, first of all? Are you enjoying having that extra power?
Yeah, I'm enjoying a lot because, you know, in 250, it was also good, but you arrived to one point that maybe you feel that it's more difficult to improve because it's less power. So for me, it's like the more power, the more you can improve and the more room to improve. So I'm enjoying it a lot, and I think I'm getting better every week. So I'm happy. I'm happy with the team and with the new class.
What is the biggest thing you've had to adapt to compared to the 250? Because, like you said, at some point on a 250, you can ride the thing absolutely flat out and barely make any kind of mistakes. But I'm guessing you've had to maybe change your riding style a little bit and things like that. You know, what areas have you that maybe caught you out a little bit?
I need to change a little bit my riding style, but to be honest, not really a lot, because I was already with 250 riding a little bit like a 450. They always tell me, you need to be more aggressive on the 250, you are not that aggressive. But with the 450, yeah, it's like my riding style suits quite good the class, the bike. So yeah, for sure more power, you need to be more strong. And I'm getting more strong every race, so yeah, we are getting there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Your off-season's been challenging. Same team, new bike, new class, new number. There's been a lot to deal with, hasn't there?
Yeah, yeah, it was a difficult preseason with what happened, obviously, for the new number. But we just need to look forward, you know, and take it with a positive energy and, you know, take it in the best way possible. But at the same time, I push a lot. I mean, we've been working really good with the team. We did the preseason in Sardinia, Italy, and yeah, the preseason went well. We did a lot of trainings, and it's going quite smooth.
Yeah. Well, you mentioned Sardinia.
Yeah.
First podium in a pre-season race there on a 450. What was that like for you, for the family, and for the team?
Yeah, it was special. We didn't go there with expectations of a podium, so it was like a special first race with the 83, and that was a little bit special, you know, for Enzo to dedicate him. And yeah, I was happy. I was happy also with my stars and to make a podium in my first race, even though it's a preseason, you know. But
it's a nice confidence
doesn't
boost.
matter, yeah.
Yeah, nice confidence, yeah.
Well, last week, Almonte, home GP. How was the track, first of all? Because everybody was saying they weren't expecting sand and how the track was. But what were your thoughts on the track?
Really good. First of all, I was doing the track walk and was looking really white, like was good, you know. But then with the racing was a bit one line, but at the same time it's sand. So you could make some passes in the waves, for example. They passed me a lot there in Sagamoro. So yeah, really good. For me, I like the sand, and I enjoyed a lot the track.
Well, look, obviously it was an up and down weekend, or should we say down and up? Whole shot second race at home. What was that like leading, you know, for the first time in front of your home fans, first of all?
It was amazing to pull the whole shot. I know I'm really good starter, and now with the 450, I think it can even show more because, yeah, the power is not a problem, I think. I don't know the factory riders, how much power they have more, but I don't think a lot more. So it's good, and yeah, it was amazing to pull the whole shot.
Enzo power.
Enzo power, yeah. And no, amazing. First lap, I just wanted one lap, you know, in front of the public.
I've been there, I've done that the same.
I could listen the crowd, first time in my life that I listened that much, you know, riding a bike. So it was special. And then, for sure, I mean, I could maintain in third.
6 or 7 laps.
Yeah, so that was good. But I couldn't see Lucas and Herlings.
No.
That was, when Lucas passed me, I could not even follow one lap, but I was happy anyway. And I know I need more physical level.
Yeah.
I'm not used to it, so it will get better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You mentioned the crowd. Have you ever experienced an atmosphere like that, especially knowing that all that crowd were completely behind you?
Yeah, I never experienced.
Yeah.
So it was my first time. For sure, was for some laps, but you know, at least for some laps, so it was good. Yeah.
And what would you say you learned at the head of the field with Lucas, Roman, Jeffrey, that you can really sort of build on, like moving forward this year?
Yeah, you just see the speed, and for sure for them it's more normal. It came natural, but me, for one lap, I could do it for one lap, and yeah, in the top 3 a bit more laps. So it was just, I was not overriding, you know, but it was my limit of speed. So I could feel that limit for some laps. So now I just need to maintain it for a bit more, and try to improve also in the trainings, because I have been a little bit ill now this week, and last week before the Spain I could not train because I was in Spain and I don't have a bike there. But little by little we will get better. Yeah.
But this is part of the thing, isn't it, in terms of how you learn, how you improve. You have your level, and let's say you're a top 15 guy, and then one weekend you get 10th, and you realise the difference to make those 5 places, and then you become a top 5 guy, then a top 3 guy. You know, whether it's national championship or GP, it's the same, the improvement. And so it was nice for you, I think, the second round to experience that, to put it in the bank and say, right, this is the level I want to be to.
Yeah.
This is how much more I've got to do to be able to do that. Not easy to change that in the season, but you learn now.
Yeah, exactly.
What's needed.
Yeah, exactly. I think we just need to do more stars like this, and I'm confident about the stars. I think it's my strengths. So we just need to make more of these and learn as much as possible.
It never used to be your strongest point, though. I remember a while back you struggled a lot with your starts.
No. He's had some good starts.
No. I'm talking a couple
when
years back.
When he was 5.
No. I'm talking a while back. You used to struggle. I remember in the behind the gate, he said, "My starts."
Yeah,
I remember.
I always talk about the stars, but because I know I can be good, but now I have a good bike.
You've unlocked something, haven't you now?
Yeah, and I did one also last year with not last year, in 250 WZ in Sardinia, and it's not easy with a private bike in the MX2 with all the factories. So
in sand.
Yeah, in the sun. I was in the middle. They say in Sardinia the start in the middle is more hard.
Yeah.
But I did a good start also.
2 black plates.
Yeah.
Sitting on the wall at home already.
Yeah, one is at my apartment now. The other one, I don't know where is it, but somewhere. Yeah.
Threw it to the crowd, maybe. Well, look, first of all, before we let you go, how's the track here? Obviously, it was quite cold last night, so is it still the moisture?
It's getting better, but it's just really flat now. We don't make a lot of difference between riders, but I enjoyed. I felt good, and yeah, ready. You
need a good time in time practice as well, don't you? And qualifying. Because the start is quite short, definitely favours more to the right-hand side. Where do you think the limit is going to be? You don't want to be anywhere past 8, 9, 10?
Yeah, 11? No. The limit would be, like you said, 8, not more. I don't know how many gates they will block, because I see the first gate. After the gate, there's uphill. Yeah. So if they don't block any, maybe 10, still good, 12. Yeah, we'll see. Okay, and you're enjoying riding here as well, because obviously MXGP has a lot of different challenges. Argentina, we had a hilly altitude track. Last week was sands. Now we're on the first hard pack track. Quite quick as well. Yeah, the lap was 1:36, something like this. Quite short, but no, I enjoyed it. I like every track I like, but will be important to start, and yeah, really grippy. Yeah. Long time now that I didn't ride in a grippy track, so but I felt good straight away, so that's a good positive. Yeah. Cool. Well, look, Oriol Oliver, thanks for stopping by. Been a nice, bright start to the season for you. You know, right through the pre-seasons to now. Keep doing what you're doing. Keep up the good work, and enjoy today, this weekend, and the rest of the season. Thank you very much. No problem. See you guys. Right. Hopefully, our final guest, Joel Smets, is waiting in the green room to come in and join us. And you know, before we meet him,
Another look at our episode 2, the rebound behind the gate. It was out on Tuesday, by the way, if you've not already seen it. And this one, a little bit of behind the scenes moments, you know, how the riders do their photo shoot and things like that. And some other bits and bobs. So enjoy
2026
this.
marks the
We'll be back in a moment.
anniversary that the Luongo family then have been running MXGP Motocross World Championships from their incarnation of Action Group to then Youth Stream to what it is now in front moto racing. Great to see everybody coming together to mark that anniversary here this weekend.
No jokes, eh? So fast.
Sorry?
We need you to talk us through something. Can you explain what's going on with
That's a good end of the season.
Guys, I have a question. Who win the title? MXGP title.
Me?
You?
Me?
You have nothing to say?
Let him talk. Let him do it. Let him do it.
It's nice, yeah?
Yeah, it's nice. No, don't say that.
Away we go. 2026 is alive and kicking. And Langenfelder's got issues. He's been down in the first turn. Raceless, who leads the way.
It couldn't have been a more difficult start to the season for Simon Langenfelder. In the qualifying race, he got caught up in the first corner, he damaged his wheel, had to come into pit lane, make repairs on that. He then suffered a further crash when he went out on track, which he was lucky not to be injured from.
Coonan go bike Raceless to take over the lead.
Yeah, qualifying race didn't have the best start, let's say. I came from the back. I don't know how I did. I was just like passing everyone. I was having a good flow. I thought, yeah, I was just like passing. I came to the lead, and then I saw Simon had a problem, so he let me pass. And then he wanted to play a bit, so I didn't know why, but yeah, I just not let him pass, but I just did my race. I won the race, so that was the most important.
And the Red Bull KTM rider gets off to the perfect start. He takes the full 10 points. Perez will cross the line second, and Verlaine third.
Hello everybody, welcome back to the final part of our MXGP TV studio show here in Switzerland. The MXGP of Switzerland, presented by iXS with me, Paul Malin, and Lisa Leyland. Joel Smets, once again, Mr. Five-Time, joins us. Team manager, Red Bull KTM Factory Racing. How are you, first of all? It's a bit cold, isn't it?
No, it's nice. Weather's nice. I'm more a fan of the cold than of the hot.
Yeah.
So I'm enjoying it.
Cool. Well, look, slightly different look to the team this year. You know, you've gone with like 2 riders in the Ducati team, 2 in your side. What was the reason for sort of switching things up like that? Because you've had sort of, it's been overly stacked on one side in the past, hasn't it? And
yeah, it was pretty easy actually. We went from 8 riders to 6.
Okay.
So then some teams have to slim down. So we had 3, and Davide had 3.
Yeah.
So yeah, we had to make a choice there. Jeffrey left, Marc-Antoine left. So yeah, we had only 1 rider left, and there were still 3 at Davide. So from the 3 guys there, it made more sense to put Simon with us. So it was for us, maybe from the outside it might have looked a bit strange, but for us it was a rather logical choice and decision. Easy.
Where you said Simon joins you, and that's for the first time with him within the KTM group, and obviously his teammate in 450 is Andrea Adamo. How is it working with Simon, first of all?
Yeah, it's the first time I'm working with Simon. Back in the days when he was factory gas with the German Diga team, he was also him and Isaac Gifting were part of, let's say, our training group also with René Hofer and Tom Vial. Yeah. So yeah, I know Simon a little bit from back then. Also, although back then he was a bit younger, a bit more introvert, and so not that we got to talk too much because my priority back then was René and Tom, of course. But so far it has been going good. It's a kid that has a really strong desire, big ambition, really stoked to defend his championship and showing that he's not a one-hit wonder.
Yeah. Well, Simon told us he made a few changes in the off-season. He has a new trainer, for instance. How involved are you, Joel, in that program?
I'm mainly involved in the weekend program, let's say. Of course, we talk about the week program, but always when a rider comes to us, we don't try to fit the rider into our program. We try to build a program around the rider. Of course, I have a lot of experience in all different aspects of the sport, but I'll only bring in my experience where it's needed. And the good things that are around the rider, we don't like to change. If the rider says, I'm fine with that, and that works, and he's happy with that, we don't touch it. Sure. So we only try to, let's say, to add our experience of the whole group, not only mine, but where it's needed. So yeah, let's say my main task is, let's say, to guide him in through the weekend.
Yeah. Yeah, well, you did mention that when you first met Simone, he was quite introvert, quite shy. He does seem a lot more relaxed this year, but also very much up for the fight. But at the same time, he seems quite mature, quite confident now, and he looks like he's riding well.
Yes.
You can see the change in him.
Definitely, he's confident. He knows what he wants, and also he knows, like you say, he's quite mature. He knows quite well how to get there. Of course, me with my experience, I'll probably be at some stage in the season, I'll bring in my experience to guide him eventually if needed. But I think already for me, Spain, even if he didn't win, was a very important race because, yeah, we call it in the team now. I said to him, this was a Ryan Dungey result because he was really strong on the, if you want to win championships, you can't, not sometimes you can win every race, of course, if you're Ricky Carmichael, James Stewart, a perfect season. Yeah. But I think that's not our goal. Our goal is to win the championship, or Simon's goal is to win the championship. And you don't have to absolutely win every race. And he did perfect in Spain. He judged it right. He went 2 times P3 on a day, let's say, that you don't really feel it, like we say, and you can do 2 times P3. That's the perfect result.
Yeah. Well, I was going to say Argentina 1-1, and you know, I think you said he was like solid that day. And just going back to that maturity, 3-3 in Spain, didn't need, you know, that was all he had. And in the past, probably it was just like, if I push, maybe it's not going to work out. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
So that maturity and that champion's mindset, maybe now.
Yeah, but it's quite remarkable, I have to say, because being the reigning world champion, winning the first GP, and then coming into the second race, you can imagine that gives you a lot of appetite for more, you know, like, and to push for the win, because yeah, winning tastes the best, we all know. Yeah, for him to judge it that way, and yeah, just being happy at the end of the day with P2 overall, P3, yeah, was nice to see for me, honestly.
Sure.
Yeah. And what about Andrea? A lot of people may have criticised or questioned his move to the 450, but honestly, these past few races, he doesn't look out of place, does he?
No, he doesn't at all. Of course, that was a little bit of a question mark for us as well, to be honest. But we talked all year long, even halfway through the season already last year. Me and him, we talked about it a lot, like yes or no, to move up or not. And yeah, my advice back then was to say, like, hey, okay, of course it's nice to eventually win 2 championships in MX2, but the final goal is to win 1 in MX1. And in order not to lose time, I told him, I said, I think, okay, 1 or 2 titles in MX2 is not going to change your life a lot. Okay, financially a little bit, we all know. I said, but I would take the time to have an extra year in MX1, get used to the class, get used to the opponents, get used to the bike, especially to the bike. It's rather a big step, and especially for him, knowing his little bit aggressive riding style, let's say, with attacking and quite high in the RPM. Yeah, so I said, I think would be interesting to have an extra learning year already. And yeah, and we worked especially on that, on adapting to the 450 riding style. And yeah, I can only be very pleased with how he adapted and what he's showing now.
Just really, really quickly, final question. What's the biggest thing he's had to adapt to Is it fitness? Is it the rough tracks? I know last week was probably the roughest track we've had in a long time, but he was still fifth overall. Very, very good, solid result. What is he having to work on compared to the 250? Just real quick.
Fitness doesn't come that very quick, but riding style you can adapt rather quick over a few months, and that's what he did very well. Throttle control and judging the RPM. Rather, he uses only half of the RPM, let's say, than on the 250, which is needed to ride a 450 well, and he did that. He did that perfect so far.
Cool. Smetsky, thanks for joining us.
Yeah, no problem.
Enjoy the weekend. Have a good time with the team as well. We're out of time, but coming up on MXGP TV, we've still got all of the time practice. We've got EMX 125 presented by FMF Racing, EMX 250, qualifying races, MX2, MXGP at the end of the day. But that's it. We're out of time. From me, from Lisa, thanks to Joel, Oriol Oliver, and Jiannis Raceless. We'll see you in a couple of weeks because we've got a week off next week. See you in Sardinia. See you then. Bye for now.
Le numéro 39, le Hongrois sur la KTM qui vient de prendre en 1:40.0 le meilleur temps.